So we're live from Hillsboro High School as we have JV action to start the day out. Hillsboro versus the Westby Norsemen. I do not have a roster for Westby, so we'll just wing it. Maybe make up some Norwegian names on the way. We've got no score, and Westby just drives in for a layup. They now lead 2-0 with 15 minutes left to play in the first half. Talon Hildreth brings the ball up the court for the Tigers. Hildreth dumps it in the near wing to Greg Hora. Hora driving the lane, jump stop, kicks the ball back out to the wing to Schultz. Jackson back to Hildreth. Hildreth driving, he'll kick it out to Nye Schultz near the top of the key. Schultz with the ball, he'll drive the right side, and Schultz will put it in for two for Hillsboro. Now tied 2-2. Westby setting up their offense. Hora applying pressure to the top of the key. Jackson now applying pressure. And a three-pointer by Westby, and it's going to be hit by number 14 if you're watching at home. Westby now leads 5 to Hillsboro's 2. Talon Hildreth brings the ball up the floor for Hillsboro. Hildreth dribbling in the front court, you dump it off to Billy Steckel on the near wing. Steckel near the free throw line, dump it into Jackson. Jackson back out to Schultz. Schultz down low to Steckel on the baseline. Steckel driving the baseline. There's going to be a foul. Be a foul on the floor by Westby. Hillsboro will be inbounding underneath their own basket. Westby's first team foul. Horrid inbound for Hillsboro. Hora will dump it into Jackson. Jackson rolls it off the rim, rebounded by Westby. Westby driving near the free throw line, kick it out the wing. A three-pointer by number 14, and he'll hit another one. So 14 with a pair of threes. Westby now leads 8 to Hillsboro's 2. 13-10 left to play in the first half. Hildreth dumps it to the near wing to Billy Steckel. Steckel drives to the free throw line. Tries to get it into Schultz, knocked out of bounds by a Westby defender. Hillsboro will inbound the ball underneath their own basket. Horace set to inbound the ball. He'll dump it into Hildreth. Hildreth dribbles out the near wing near the free throw line. He'll kick it out the far side to Parker Scala. Scala down to Hora near the baseline. Ball stolen by number 31 of Westby, and he'll bring the ball up the floor. Dump it to the far wing. I don't know if the referees didn't see on that, but there's definitely an offensive foul that was not called. Parker Scala drives the lane. He'll take a shot. Parker Scala will score 2 for the Tigers. Westby leads 8-4. 12.5 left to play in the first half. Scramble for the ball. Scala will steal it. Outlet to Billy Steckel on the far side. Steckel near the top of the key, now in the front court with the ball. Steckel dump it into Talon Hildreth on the far wing. Hildreth brings the top of the key. And we're going to have a foul on the ground. Foul on Westby. Second team foul in the game for Hillsboro's Ty Ravenscroft and Sawyer Postel. Ravenscroft inbounds the ball, tried to get it to Postel, knocked out of bounds by Westby, and will try it again. So Ravenscroft on the near sideline to inbound the ball for Hillsboro. Ravenscroft will get it into Postel. Postel looking for help, knocked away from him and out of bounds. So Hillsboro will be inbounding on the baseline. And it's stolen by Westby in the lane of Hillsboro, and up the floor comes Westby with the ball. Westby on the charge, drives the right side, take a short jumper and score. Westby now leads 10 to Hillsboro's 4 with 11:44 left in the first half. Hildreth brings the ball up court for Hillsboro. Hildreth will dump the near wing to Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft driving near the free throw line, dumps it back out to Sculla. Sculla to Hildreth. Hildreth driving the baseline, kick it out to Postel. Ravenscroft with the ball. Ravenscroft dumps it over to Sculla. Sculla to Postel. Postel driving in the lane. And they're going to call it a jump ball. The ball was blocked. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Hillsboro. Hillsboro will inbound underneath their own basket. Ravenscroft with the inbound pass. To get it into Schultz. Schultz with a short jumper does not go. And Cash will bring the offense back in. Westby. Sorry if I said Cash, and I spent my morning in Cash and watching the wrestling as the Hillsboro Wrestlers did defeat Cashton this morning. So Westby's going to inbound the ball in this JV matchup near the scorer's table. He'll dump the ball into the far wing. Baseline three-point jumper, and nothing but net there. Westby leads 13 to Hillsboro's 4. 10:50 left to play in the first half. Hildreth brings the ball up the floor for Hillsboro. Hildreth to Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft dribbling up front, gets it to Jackson. Jackson back to Hildreth. Hildreth near the free throw line. He'll kick it out to Sculla. Sculla gets it stolen, and Westby brings it down the floor, set up their offense. And a two-point shot, about as far as two-pointers get, 18 feet 11 inches away for Westby. Westby now leads 15-4, and Coach Marshall for Hillsboro would like a timeout. He's going to take a 30-second timeout here. Hillsboro's first charge timeout. 10:09 left to play in the first half. Westby leads 15-4. So after the timeout on the floor for Hillsboro's Jackson, Ravenscroft, Hora, Postel, and Hildreth. Hora near the scorer's bench, looking to get inbound the ball. He'll get it into Hildreth. Hildreth in the front court with the ball. Hildreth driving near the free throw line. He'll dump it back out to Hora. Hora will get it to Postel on the near wing. Postel back out to Hora. Hora driving down near the baseline. He'll kick it way back out front to Ravenscroft, to Jackson. Jackson will try to get it to Hildreth. Jackson's pass is stolen by a Westby defender. And Westby will bring the ball back the other way. Westby working the ball around. He'll get the ball inside. Number 21 for Westby missed the layup. Jackson had the rebound, let it get out of bounds. Now they're going to say it's off a Westby defender. And the inbound pass to Hildreth, and Hildreth will bring the ball up the floor. Hildreth dump it to the near wing to Sawyer Postel. Postel gets it batted away from him, ball out of bounds. Hillsboro will retain possession of the ball. Hora to inbound the ball for Hillsboro on the near sideline. Hora gets the ball into Hildreth. in the front court. Hildreth driving down, dump it to the far wing to Postel. Postel, clear across court to Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft near the top of the key with the ball. Ravenscroft dribbling the right side, kicks it back out to Hora on the near wing. Hora over to Postel, back to Hildreth near the far baseline. Hildreth dribbling the ball. He'll kick it back out front to Hora near the top of the key. Hora back to Hildreth on the baseline. Hildreth finds himself in trouble. He'll kick it out to Jackson in the front court. Over to Ravenscroft on the near side. Ravenscroft driving down near the top of the key. And he'll find Jackson. Jackson in the front court. Jackson will kick it down to Hildreth. Hildreth from the far wing. He hits a three-pointer. A three-pointer for Hildreth. Hillsboro now trails 7-15. As Westby works the ball inside. Nice move by the big man. Number 25 for Westby as he'll score one. Now Westby 17, Hillsboro 7, with 8 minutes left to play in the first half. Hildreth brings the ball down, kicks it down to the near side to Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft will find Greg Hora underneath. Hora muscling his way in, and he will go to the line to shoot two. He's fouled by number 5, whoever that may be. Westby's third team foul. Hora at the line to shoot two. Former Knights of Columbus free throw champion, Greg Hora. First shot on the way, and it's off the front of the rim. Checking in the game for Hillsboro, Steckel, Schultz, and I believe it's Scala. Hora's second shot on the way, and that one's money. So Greg Hora on the board for Hillsboro. Hillsboro now trails 17-8. Westby working their offense. Has the ball on the near wing. They'll bring the ball out the front court and reset the offense. They'll find the ball down on the baseline. Westby, and we won't bring shame to him. He dribbles the ball off his foot, and it'll be Hillsboro's ball on the turnover. Ravenscroft inlets the Parker, back to Ravenscroft, and Ravenscroft up the court for the Tigers. Ravenscroft dumped the ball to Hora on the far wing. Hora driving the left side. Worked the ball into Schultz. Stolen by Westby. And Westby will bring it back to reset their offense. Westby dumps it down to the near side. Back out in the front court. Westby with the ball goes to the far wing. Hillsboro applying pressure. Westby back out the front court with the ball to reset their offense. Westby brings it, drops it down into the near wing. Billy Steckel scrambles and steals the ball, and they're going to call him for a travel as he tried to get away. He didn't want to tie that up. So Westby will retain possession of the ball. Had a steal and a turnover there. For you fantasy players at home, that would work out to no points. So Westby works the ball inside. Number 25 for Westby will go to the line to shoot two. It's Hillsboro's second team foul of the first half. The Norseman free throw on the way, and it's good. His big number 25, second free throw on the way, rattles around the rim and out. Scramble for the ball, and the referee's going to say, why not give it to the visitors? So Westby will be inbounding the ball underneath their own basket, leading 18-8 with 6:39 to play in the first half. And another three-pointer for number 14. That's at least 3 now in the first half. Westby leads 21, Hillsboro 8. 6.5 to play in the first half. Billy Steckel with the ball on the far wing. He'll try to dump the ball in, and it gets stolen. Westby brings the fast break down the court. Stolen by Parker Scala. Outlet to Billy Steckel. Steckel will get it Ravenscroft, and up the floor they'll come to try to reset their offense. Ravenscroft to Hildreth on the near wing. Hildreth over to Scala. Scala driving the left side. He'll dump it to Ravenscroft for 3, and it's in and out. Rebounded by Nye Schultz. He'll get it to Hildreth for 3, and that's off the back of the rim. And it's knocked out of bounds by a Westby defender. In the game for Hillsboro is Sawyer Postel. Billy Steckel taking a breather. Ravenscroft set to inbound the ball for Hillsboro. Ravenscroft dumps the ball into Scala. Scala with a 15-foot jumper, in and out, does not go. Westby with the rebound, and they bring their attack back the other way. Westby with ball driving on the near baseline. They'll work the ball inside and stolen by Hildreth. Hildreth bringing the ball up fast for the Tigers. He'll drive the lane, take a shot off the side of the rim. Rebounded by Westby. Westby brings the attack the other way. Westby clear across court. The Norsemen trying to set up their offense and work it. Hillsboro applying pressure on their man-to-man defense. And the ball's going to get away. It should have been over and a back because it went off the Westby defender's foot. Referees miss yet another call. And Hildreth swats the ball over, and we're playing more volleyball than basketball here. And finally, Hildreth comes away with it and will bring the ball up the floor. Postel gets it back to Scala. Scala dumps it off to Hildreth. Hildreth near the free throw line. Hildreth will dump it out the far side to Postel. Postel driving down in the lane, kicks it out to Ravenscroft. Back to Scala on the near wing. Ravenscroft on the near wing with the ball. He'll dump it into Scala. Scala drives the lane, takes a shot, rolls around the rim and out, does not go. Rebound Westby. Westby leads 21-8, 4:20 left to play in the first half. His Westby shot is errant, does not hit anything but the out-of-bounds line. And Hillsboro will inbound the ball on the far baseline and bring the ball up, try to set up their offense. Inbound pass to Hildreth, and Hildreth will bring the ball up the floor. Hildreth dumps it to the near side to Hora, and Hora is going to be fouled on the floor by number 21 of Westby. Be Westby's 4th team foul. Hora to inbound on the near sideline. He'll get it into Hildreth. Hildreth in the front court with the ball. He'll hit Nye Schultz on the give and go. Schultz with a 10-foot jumper. It does not go off the back of the rim. And they say Nye Schultz, he thought he fouled him, but Schultz indeed tied it up for a jump ball. And Westby will regain possession of the ball. Westby inbound ball. Number 5 for Westby bringing the ball up the floor to dump it in the near wing. Ball in the front court for Westby. And Talon Hildreth all over it defensively is going to get called for a reaching foul. Be Hillsboro's 3rd team foul. And Hillsboro steals the ball. Nye Schultz goes coast to coast, misses it. Russell Jackson with 2 shots, and on the second offensive rebound, he gets fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Tigers. Jackson's first shot on the way, and it's good. Jackson's second shot on the way, and that's also good. Westby 21, Hillsboro 10, 3:22 left to play in the first half. Westby on the offense, drives the ball down. They get it inside. He'll kick it back out. Number 5 drives the lane for Westby, and he's going to get fouled on the shot, and he will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. 4th team foul on Hillsboro. Westby's first shot rattles around the rim and out. Does not count. Second free throw on the way. And that one off the back of the iron. Westby does get the offensive rebound. A little give and go. And Postel is going to come up with a rebound. Postel brings the ball up the floor for the Tigers. Postel working down, gets Billy Steckel on the near wing. Steckel driving down near the baseline. Kicks the ball out to Schultz. Schultz to Jackson. Jackson to Postel. Postel driving the left baseline. Takes a shot, misses. Rebound, Westby. Westby working the ball around. Hillsboro playing man-to-man defense. And it's going to be stolen by Nye Schultz. He'll bring it back. Westby leads 21, Hillsboro 10. 2:22 left to play in the first half. Billy Steckel with the ball on the near wing. Steckel drive down, try to dump it in. Back out front to Jackson. Jackson to Postel. Postel on the far wing. They dump it down underneath to Jackson. A little give and go, and Jackson scores 2 for Hillsboro. Westby 21, Hillsboro 12, and Westby's going to use a timeout, the first of the half. 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Westby leads 21 to Hillsboro's 12. Jill Steckel up here in the press box eating oranges. Not only smells good, but making me hungry. As Westby took, a full timeout. So on the court for Hillsboro after the timeout, you got Jackson, Postel, Steckel, Scala, and Schultz. Violation on the inbounds pass there. The referee again did not catch that. Maybe they should sit up here with me. They see so much more. A long two-point shot by Westby finds nothing but air in Russell Jackson's hands, so we'll call it a rebound. He'll let to Billy Steckel, and Steckel brings the ball up the floor. Steckel to Postel. Postel out in the front court. Schultz, Steckel for a long shot off the front of the rim. Going to be rebounded by Westby, and the race is on. Who gets to foul him? Nobody. The referee's going to wave that one off. Rebounded by Scala, and we come back the other way. Scala to Steckel. Steckel near the free throw line. Kicks out Scala. Long range three. Going to bounce off the rim. Jackson with the rebound. Gets it back out to Scala. Scala from the free throw line. Does not go. And Westby's going to rebound the ball and reset their offense. Westby patiently working the ball around. 40 seconds left to play in the half. And Westby's going to take a long three-pointer. And they're going to call a foul underneath the basket. Everybody walking on the other way, so we'll assume it's on Westby. That's their 6th team foul, so the next foul does put Hillsboro in the bonus. However, there's only 19 seconds left to play in the first half. Westby leading 21 to Hillsboro's 12. Ravenscroft brings the ball up the floor for the Tigers. Ravenscroft to Postel. 10 seconds left to play in the half. He'll dump it down to Schultz. Schultz with the lay-in, and it does not go. Rebounded by Scala. His shot does not go. Schultz gets it out to Jackson. Three-pointer by Ravenscroft at the buzzer, and he says the bank is open. Ravenscroft hits the three-pointer at the half to bring Hillsboro within 6. Westby leads at the half 21 to Hillsboro's 15. A whole lot of statistics to report at halftime. Westby does lead 21, Hillsboro 15 as we get set for second half action. First half scoring for Hillsboro, Russell Jackson leading the way with 4. Talon Hildreth and Tyler Ravenscroft with 3 apiece. Nye Schultz, Parker Sculla with 2 apiece. And Greg Hora adding 1 for a total of 15. Again, Westby leads 21, Hillsboro 15. We got a minute and a half left of our fine halftime show as the coaches enter their lineups near the scorer's bench for the second half. The referees are both in the stands picking up pointers on things they've missed. And we will be on our way in less than a minute. Scorer's table getting nervous. They blow the horn and say, come on, guys, let's get this show on the road. Things to do today. We all want to get out of here and go watch the Packers tonight. Go Packers. So the referees roll out of the bleachers as they get the scorer's table set. I believe it will be Hillsboro's ball to start the second half. Westby's first to take the court. Coming out to start the second half for Hillsboro will be Steckel, Jackson, Hildreth, Schultz, and Hora. Hora coming over to half court to inbound the ball for the Tigers. And he'll inbound to Hildreth. Hildreth will bring the ball up and set Hillsboro's offense. Hildreth to the far wing to Hora. Hora driving in near the free throw line. He'll dump it out with Steckel. Long three-pointer from the wing off the back of the iron. Schultz runs on the rebound. Gets it back to Steckel on the near wing. Steckel near the free throw line. He'll kick it out to Jackson. Jackson down the far wing to Hora. Hora driving the baseline. He'll kick it out to Hildreth. Three-pointer from the baseline on the near side. Does not go. Rebounded by Westby. Early in the second half, Westby 21, Hillsboro 15. Westby with the ball on the far wing, driving down, tried to get it inside. Going to be stolen by Hildreth. And as Hildreth sliding across the floor, the coach calls a timeout to retain possession of the ball. Hillsboro will take a 30-second timeout. First timeout of the second half. Early in the second half. 15:09 left to play in the game. Westby 21, Hillsboro 15. Coming out of the timeout on the floor for Hillsboro. Hora, Hildreth, Jackson, Schultz, and Steckel. Hora to inbound the ball near the Cashton bench on the far side. Gets it into Hildreth, and Hildreth will bring the ball up the floor. Hildreth will dump the ball out front to Schultz. Schultz, he'll near wing to Hora. Hora will get the ball stolen from him. And this number 14, be proud of him. He's unstoppable. He hits his fourth three of the night. Westby 24, Hillsboro 15, 14:36 to play. Hora driving the near wing. He'll turn around, take a jumper, and Hora will score on a 6-foot jump shot. Hillsboro now trails by 7, 24-17. Westby brings the ball up floor to set their offense. The Norseman driving down the right side is knocked away and goes out of bounds. Westby will retain possession of the ball. And Jackson's going to tie the ball up. Possession arrow to Westby, so Westby will retain the ball. A long shot by Westby. Tracked down by Jackson for the rebound. He'll outlet to Hildreth, and Hildreth brings the ball up the floor. Hildreth with the ball in the front court, and he's going to be fouled by number 21 of Westby. Westby's first team foul in the second half. Hora near half court on the near sideline, inbound the ball for Hillsboro. Hora's inbound pass to Hildreth. And the ball is stolen, and they're going to say that it was stepped out of bounds as he stole it, and Hillsboro will regain possession of the ball underneath their own basket. Hora to inbound. He'll throw it way out front, through everybody's hands, and it's off of a Westby defender. So Hillsboro is going to get the ball to inbound near the Westby bench. Steckel's inbound pass to Hildreth, and Hildreth will bring the ball up the floor to set the offense. Hildreth dumps the ball to the far side to Hora. Hora on the far wing, gets near the free throw line, kicks it back out to Schultz, to Hildreth on the near wing. Hildreth near the free throw line, he'll take the shot. Bounce off the back of the iron, rebounded by Steckel, he'll take a shot off the back of the iron. Westby gets the rebound, brings the ball up the floor. Stolen by Hildreth, and it's 3-on-3 for Hillsboro. Hildreth will pull it up, hits Hora out the top of the key. Hora underneath to Schultz. Schultz driving, and Schultz will score underneath. Westby 24, Hillsboro 19. Westby brings the ball up the floor. About a third of the way through the second half. Westby working the ball around. Westby at the ball out in the front court. Hillsboro with their tough man-to-man defense. And a correct traveling call. And in the game for Hillsboro is going to be Postel, Scala, and Ravenscroft. 24-19, Westby leads. 12:33 left to play in the game. Ravenscroft brings the ball up the floor for Hillsboro. Ravenscroft to Postel on the far wing. Postel is going to dump it into Scala, who drives lane and misses a shot. And they're going to say a jump ball between Scala. Possession arrow Hillsboro. Hillsboro will retain possession of the ball. Ravenscroft set to inbound in the near baseline underneath Hillsboro's basket. Ravenscroft inbounds it to Schultz. Schultz with an 8-foot jumper. It goes wide. No good. Rebound Westby. Another offensive foul by Westby that was not called. I don't know how the referee, when it happens right in front of him, can't see him throwing that forearm. Westby with a drive, a layup that they miss, and now big number 25 for Westby is going to go to the line to shoot two. Foul on a host of Hillsboro players. Both teams with one team foul. Westby's first free throw does not go. Westby's second free throw on the way. Rattles around the rim and drops through. Westby now leads 25-19. 11:41 to play in the game. Ravenscroft brings the ball up the floor for Hillsboro. Ravenscroft to the near wing to Hildreth. Hildreth drives the right side. Reverse layup and good! With Talon Hildreth with a reverse layup. Beats the big guy. And we got a 4-point game. Westby 25, Hillsboro 21. Long shot by Westby. Finds nothing but air. Rebound, Parker Sculla. Outlet to Hildreth. Coming up the middle. Hildreth goes to the far side. Hildreth in the front court. Dumps the ball to the near side to Postel. Postel on the near wing. Dump over to Sculla. Sculla tries to get the ball inside. Bumps off a couple defenders. Back out to Schultz, who took a three and didn't make it. And I believe we got a foul on Parker Sculla, who will go to the line to shoot two. I can't tell you who fouled him because I do not have a roster for Westby. Sculla on the line shooting two for Hillsboro. Sculla's first shot on the way, and nothing but the bottom of the net. Sculla scores for Hillsboro. Cuts the lead to 3 as he waits his second shot. Russell Jackson in the game for Hillsboro. Sculla's second shot on the way, and that one's good. Westby 25, Hillsboro 23, 10:45 left to play in the game. Westby's going to get called for traveling. They've had trouble with that stutter step. Feet are quicker than the hands today. And Hillsboro with a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. Hildreth with the ball, bringing it up the floor. Hildreth dumping to the far wing to Postel. Postel looking for help, dump out to Sculla. Sculla near the free throw line, kicks out to Ravenscroft on the wing. Ravenscroft now near the top of the key. Get it to Hildreth on the near wing. Hildreth driving down. Go across court Ravenscroft down the baseline to Postel. Postel driving the baseline. And he's going to get fouled. I believe the foul is on the floor. Third team foul. Hillsboro will inbound the ball underneath their own basket. Ravenscroft on the baseline to inbound the ball. Ravenscroft get it into Hildreth. Hildreth stuck in a corner. He'll dump it out to Postel, who tried to get it to Jackson. There's another traveling that the referee didn't even look at the ball. Westby, again, trying to set their offense. And Hildreth with the rebound, spinning, ducking, dodging, and is finally fouled by Westby. That'll be Westby's fourth team foul. In the game for Hillsboro is Greg Hora. And Hildreth brings the ball up the floor for the Tigers. Hora dumped the ball to Postel. Postel on the far wing. And they're going to say that Postel dribbled the ball out of bounds. The gymnasium not big enough for him this afternoon, and turn over to Westby. In the game for Hillsboro is going to be Billy Steckel. Westby brings the ball up the floor to set their offense. There's another travel that was not called. And a 12-foot jumper by Westby doesn't go. Talon Hildreth with the rebound. And up the floor we come for the Tigers. Billy Steckel with the ball on the far wing. Steckel looking for help. He'll dump it up front to Jackson. Jackson to the near side to Hildreth. Hildreth out near the top of the key is going to get his pocket picked. Westby coming down, 2-on-2. And Hildreth fouled him. They're going to call the shot good. Debatable. I thought the foul was on the floor, but they're going to say it was on the shot. So the basket will count. Free throw is missed. Steckel on the rebound. Steckel outlet to Hildreth. Hillsboro trails by 4. Westby 27, Hillsboro 23. 8.5 left to play in the game. Postel gets his pocket picked, and it's 1-on-3 for Westby, and he'll pass it off. There's over the back that the referee did not call, and Westby gets the rebound. Westby comes out, takes the 3. It's going to rattle around the rim, and Jackson with the rebound. Outlet to Hora. Hora will get it to Hildreth, and Hildreth will bring the ball up the floor. Hillsboro setting their offense. Hildreth dump it off to Steckel on the far wing. Steckel cross court to Postel. Postel drives the lane, and he's going to be fouled. And Postel will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Tigers. Postel's first shot on the way, and it's good. Checking into the game for the Tigers, Ty Ravenscroft and Nye Schultz. Postel's second shot on the way, and that rattles around and is good. Westby 27, Hillsboro 25. 7:43 left to play in the game. Westby brings the ball across the timeline, sets up their offense. Ball near the top of the key for Westby. Hillsboro applying their man-to-man pressure. Westby throws the ball down cross court. It's going to be tied up, and Westby's going to retain possession of the ball. Parker Sculla tied it up. Dumbest rule I ever saw is this alternate possession arrow. They should rock, paper, scissors or something for it. Make it more interesting than just switching back and forth. We're going to have a drive and a basket made by Westby. The basket is good. Big number 25 for Westby is going to go to the line to shoot 1.
Should go back to jumping. Remember when we used to jump?
My sidekick here, Jill, says go back to jumping the ball. I agree that takes too much time. Free throw is bounced around and missed. They're going to call another jump ball, and this time it's Hillsboro's possession arrow. I still maintain we should play rock, paper, scissors to see who gets the ball. Ty Ravenscroft brings the ball up the floor. Dumps the ball to the far wing to Hora. Hora going to drive the right side. Comes up empty. The defense is too much pressure. Nye Schultz will pick the ball up off the floor and take it in, drive it in for scoring 2. Schultz now 6 on the night. Hillsboro trails by 2, 29-27. 6:50 left to play. And Westby says, let's talk things over. The Tigers are getting the best of them. And Westby uses their first timeout. Each team uses 1 timeout. Hillsboro 3 team fouls, Westby with 5. Just a 30-second timeout. The late Gay Schrader used to call this crazy ball, and I have to agree with him, as I haven't seen this many balls roll around on the floor since I watched a bunch of kids play marbles downtown. It's been a crazy one today. Westby leads 29, Hillsboro 27, 6:51 left to play in the game. Westby inbounds the ball near half court. They get the ball in. After their instructions, they set their offense. They kick the ball back out the front court and over to the far wing. Parker Sculla applying pressure. They get the ball back out near the top of the key. Back down to the far wing. Sculla all over him with pressure, and it's finally stolen by Tyler Ravenscroft, and he brings the ball up the floor. Sculla to the far wing to Postel. Postel's going to pull up a 21-foot three-pointer off the back of the rim. Does not go. Westby with the rebound, and it's a 2-on-3 break. Westby takes a shot, misses the layup. Ravenscroft brings the ball back for Hillsboro. Ravenscroft driving on the far side. He'll kick it out to Billy Steckel. Billy Steckel with a 20-foot three-pointer, and he nails it. Steckel on the board with his own three, and Hillsboro takes their first lead of the game, 30-29, with 5:50 left to play. Westby. Steckel goes for the steal, knocks it away, but can't control. Westby back with the ball. Westby swings the ball to the far wing. Westby looking for help. They kick the ball over to the near side, now to the top of the key, and back out to the front court. Westby kicks the ball out. Another hop and a drag, but no travel call. And they'll bring the ball out the top of the key. Westby with the ball on the far wing. They'll kick the ball back out to the front court. Parker Scully giving chase. Westby kicks the ball to the far wing again. Hillsboro not giving up anything in the lane at this time. Hillsboro playing tight defense. And now we get a double dribble call. You got to credit that to Hillsboro's tight defense, as Hillsboro's really picked it up in the last couple minutes. In the game for Hillsboro, it's going to be Talon Hildreth comes back in. Postel inbound the ball to Hildreth. Hildreth dumps it to the far wing to Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft drives near the free throw line, takes a shot off the back of the iron. And they're going to say the ball was off a red defender, so Hillsboro will retain possession underneath their own basket. Ravenscroft inbounding for the Tigers. Ravenscroft looking for somebody. Inbounds it to Jackson. Jackson having trouble with the handle. He gets it out to Postel near the top of the key. Postel to Hildreth. Hildreth near the top of the key, and he'll dump it over to Schultz. Schultz down low to Ravenscroft. Gave it a thought, brought it back out to the wing. Ravenscroft to Hildreth. Hildreth on the far wing, driving down. Hildreth throws an elbow of his own. Schultz drives the lane, goes for the layup, comes up short, but is fouled. So Nye Schultz is going to go to the line to shoot two. That's the sixth team foul on Westby. And Hillsboro is going to take a full timeout to discuss things, try to protect and add to their 1-point lead. So at the timeout, 4:13 left to play in the game. Hillsboro leads 30-29. So we get the first buzzer on the timeout as the referees go to flush the huddles and get the players back on the floor. Coming out for Hillsboro after the timeout, Tyler Ravenscroft, Talon Hildreth, Nye Schultz is shooting the free throws, Sawyer Postel, and Russell Jackson going to do the big man duties underneath the hoop. Schultz set to shoot his first free throw. Schultz's free throw on the way. Rolls around the rim and drops. Schultz's free throw on the way. Rattles around the rim and out. So Schultz makes one of the two. Hillsboro leads 31-29 with 4:06 left to play in the game. Westby looking to set up their offense. They'll dump it near the far wing. Now they dump it down inside. Loose ball again. And they're going to call a foul. Looks like they're going to call the foul on Talon Hildreth. It'll be team's fourth personal. Westby will retain possession and inbound the ball underneath their own basket. Checking in the game for Hillsboro is Greg Hora for Talon Hildreth. And Westby runs their inbounds play to perfection. We have a tie game all knotted up at 31 with 3:50 to play. Now Westby steals the ball. He'll take the ball in. They miss it. Rebound by Greg Hora. Hora outlet to Postel. Postel brings the ball up near the far wing. It's taken away from Postel. Have a drive. And they're going to say a foul on the floor, as it did not look like a foul to me. It looked like two guys got their feet tangled up together. And that could have been as much offensive as defensive there, but we're going to call a defensive foul. Hillsboro's 5th team foul. And Westby will inbound the ball underneath their own basket. And here the Westby's traveling again. They got to buy a pickup load of suitcases for Westby, if they would call these traveling calls, because they sure like traveling. Up the floor, becoming the ball. Ty Ravenscroft brings it across the timeline for Hillsboro. We're knotted up at 31. Real barn burner here in Hillsboro today. And Hora is going to get called with a foul. He's going to go to the line to shoot a bonus, as that'll be the 7th team foul on Westby. Checking into the game for Hillsboro's Parker Scala. Ty Ravenscroft will catch his breath as Hora gets set to shoot a bonus free throw for Hillsboro. Hora's first free throw on the way, and it's short. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson will put it up, and that's short. Rebounded by Westby, and Westby on the attack. Sawyer Postel playing good defense. It was off Postel's hands. And Westby will retain possession of the ball. Tie game, 31-31, 2:58 left to play in the game. Westby, getting close to that 5-second call, finally gets the ball inbounded. They'll take the ball to the far wing. Driving down. 15-foot jump shot that only made it 12 feet. Postel comes away with the ball. And up the floor we go. Postel doing some fancy footwork of his own down there. Gets out to Scala. Scala to Hora. Hora from three-point range. Bounces around the rim. Does not go. And Westby with the rebound comes back on the offensive attack. Westby near the far wing. Dumps it back out near the top of the key. Westby feed. Nice feed to the guy, to number 21. Number 3 of Westby fed number 21. Pretty play. This basket counts. And he'll go to the line to shoot one. Westby now leads 33-31. 2:19 left to play in the game. Checking in the game for Hillsboro, Talon Hildreth, and Billy Steckel. Free throw on the way, and it's good. Westby gets 3 points the old-fashioned way. Westby now leads 34-31. 2:16 left to play in the game. Hildreth with the ball for Hillsboro. Brings the ball up. Dump it into Billy Steckel on the far wing. Steckel driving down near the free throw lane. He'll pull it up, kick it back out the top of the key to Scala. Scala tries to force it underneath the Hora. Back out to Steckel on the far wing. Steckel get into Schultz. Schultz a little bit strong on his shot. And Westby will track down the rebound and bring the ball up floor to set up their offense. Westby with the drive down the far side, and it's blocked by Greg Hora. He made a nice block on the play. 1:40 left to play in the game. Westby 34, Hillsboro 31. Westby inbounds the ball underneath their own basket. He'll get the ball, the big number 25. He can't get it in, but he will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 as he was fouled. That'll be Hillsboro's 7th team foul. Both teams with 7 fouls. Both teams in the bonus. Westby shooting 2. The first free throw on the way, and it's good. The scoreboard And we're just scoring for both teams, I guess. So the second shot does not go. Scoreboard showing 35-31. Westby leads. Billy Steckel drives the baseline, tries to get it to Talon Hildreth. It goes off a Westby defender. And Hillsboro will inbound the ball underneath their own basket. Steckel's inbounds pass into Parker Sculla. Parker Sculla will get the lay-in and go to the free throw line for the +1. Parker Sculla's free throw on the way. Hits the back of the rim off the top of the backboard. Westby comes away with the rebound. Westby leads 35-33. 1:16 left to play in the game. Stolen by Greg Hora. Greg Hora is going to bring the ball down, and he's fouled by number 5 of Westby. That's Westby's 8th team foul. Hora will go to the line to shoot a bonus. Hillsboro trailing by 2. Westby 35, Hillsboro 33. Hora's free throw on the way, and it's good. So Hora getting set for his bonus throw. Hora's second free throw on the way. And it rattles home, and we're all tied up at 35. 35-35, 1:07 left to play in the game. Westby brings the ball across half court, sets their offense. And Westby says they need a timeout, because they're going to take a 30-second timeout here. 35-35, 57 seconds left to play in the game. As both teams make final adjustments, both teams with 4 timeouts left.
I think it's a full timeout.
The next foul will put Hillsboro in the double bonus, as Westby sitting on 9 team fouls. Hillsboro with 17 fouls. And the first buzzer as the referees try to flush the players out of their huddles. Westby takes the floor. The second buzzer, and Hillsboro takes the floor. Coming out of the timeout on the floor for Hillsboro. We're going to have Schultz, Hora, Hildreth, Sculla, and Steckel on the defense. Westby gets the ball in near half court. Almost stolen by Hildreth. Now the break toward the basket. Westby travels backwards and throws a ball up off the backboard. Rebounded by Nye Schultz. Outlet to Hildreth, and Hildreth brings the ball up the court for the Tigers. Steckel with the ball near the top of the key to Schultz. Back over to Hildreth on the near wing. Hildreth to the top of the key. Setting Hillsboro's offense. Hildreth to the near wing. Hildreth driving the left side. Hildreth dumps the ball out to Schultz. Dangerous pass, but it works. Back to Hildreth. Hildreth in the front court. Hildreth to the top of the key. Hildreth to the far wing. The little guy's just all over the place. Hildreth drives the lane. Hildreth shoots, and he doesn't go. So I believe the Westby coach, jumping up and down, finally gets his timeout. So Westby spends another timeout. They have 3 left. Hillsboro has 4. Westby sitting with 9 team fouls. Hillsboro with 7. We're tied up 35-35. There's a whopping 10.3 seconds left to play in this game. Westby has the ball. They're going to have basically the full court to cover, which they have plenty of time. Hillsboro will have to play tight defense and not foul. And maybe pray for overtime in this one. Real barn burner here in Hillsboro, Wisconsin. JV action. Hillsboro 35, Westby 35. As they break the huddles. Coming out of the timeout for Hillsboro, we're going to have Parker Scala, Talon Hildreth, Billy Steckel, Greg Hora, and Nye Schultz. As a preliminary look Hillsboro's giving, they are not going to pressure the ball with 10 seconds left. And now Steckel and Hora move up to the front to put on some pressure. And it looks like they will. Scala comes up. Hillsboro's going to at least pressure the inbounds pass, hopefully use up some clock. They try to dump it in. They dump it to the backcourt. And now the ball's across the timeline. 6 seconds to play. 5 seconds to play. 2 seconds to play. 1 second to play, and that's not going to count. They do not call the foul as Greg Hora almost tore the guy's head off. The referees say, let him play. And we're going to go to overtime again for the JV. Hillsboro successful in their last overtime game against New Lisbon. We'll see if they can pull it off against the Norsemen today as they put 4 minutes on the clock. And we'll have extended action in the JV contest. Both teams at 35 apiece. Westby, 9 team fouls. Hillsboro with 7 team fouls. The coaches meeting at half court with the referees. I think they're looking at implementing the rock, paper, scissors rule, because I don't know what else they would be discussing. I believe it was a coin flip to see who gets the ball first in the overtime is what it was. I do not know who won that coin flip, but we will soon know in about 30 seconds as both teams make their final adjustments. At this time, the possession arrow is pointing toward Westby. I do not know if that's a preliminary indication or not. So we flip a coin to determine possession, and I don't know, maybe we should do that for every jump ball. It looks like Hillsboro wins the coin flip as Hillsboro gets the ball. Greg Hora will inbound for Hillsboro. Hora inbounds to Hildreth. And we're off in overtime. Hildreth off to Billy Steckel on the far wing. Steckel driving the right side. He'll kick it back out top. The key to Schultz. Schultz to Hora. Hora over to Scala. Scala over to Hildreth on the far wing. Hildreth near the top of the key. Hildreth's going to hit a long two. 18-footer from the top of the key, and Hillsboro takes the lead in overtime, 37-35. Westby working their offense. They'll dump it inside. Stolen by Nye Schultz. Schultz will outlet to Hildreth, and Hildreth will bring the ball up the floor for the Tigers. Hildreth in the front court with the ball. He'll dump it in the near wing to Hora. Hora looking for somebody to get feed. He'll dump it off to Parker Scala. Scala with a drive, and Scala's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2, and that will also put Hillsboro in the future into the double bonus. So Hillsboro shooting 2 free throws here on the shot. Scala's first free throw is a bit short. You pat him on the back, say a little more weight room, kid, and we'll get him next time. Scala's second shot. Off the back of the rim, too much muscle on that one. Don't connect on either one. Westby with the rebound. Westby brings the ball up the floor. Westby trying to feed it inside, not with much success. They got the ball low on the baseline. Hildreth applying pressure, gets the ball out the front court. Scala applying pressure to the ball at the front court. Now they drive. Free throw shot off the back of the iron. No good. Schultz knocks away Hora with the rebound, and Hora is going to bring the ball up the floor for the Tigers. Hillsboro leads 37-35. 2:30 left to play in overtime. Hora driving the right side. He's going to kick it back out to Scala, who takes a jump shot off the back of the iron, rebounded by Westby. Westby will bring their offense back up the other way. Westby with the ball in the front court. Scala applying pressure to the ball. He'll dump the ball into big number 25. The give and go for Westby. The layup doesn't go. They kick it out number 2. He'll go off the back of the rim, rebounded by Westby. Westby getting offensive rebounds. Hillsboro not doing well getting position. Scala playing good defense on Westby. They'll kick it down to the baseline. Talon Hildreth applying pressure. They beat Hildreth. They get the ball into big number 25, and he's going to even the score at 37. You got a 1:35 left to play in overtime. Hildreth brings the ball up the floor for Hillsboro. Hildreth to Hora on the near wing. Hora near the top of the key. He'll dump it over to Scala, over to Hildreth on the far wing. Hildreth brings the ball in, back up to Schultz. Schultz drives the lane, takes a shot, gets his own rebound, and he'll put it in. So the Nye Schultz show. And Hillsboro now leads by 2, 39-37. As I believe we have a Westby timeout. So it's 1:10 left to play in overtime. Hillsboro leads 39-37. Hillsboro in the double bonus. Westby is in its regular bonus. This game could come down to rebounds and free throws. Westby is out of timeouts. No timeouts left for Westby. Hillsboro has 1 timeout left. 1:10 left to play. Hillsboro leads by 2, 39-37. So on the court after the timeout for Hillsboro is going to be Schultz, Hildreth, Scala, Hora, and Steckel. Westby inbounding the ball on the far baseline. They'll bring the ball up the floor to set their offense. Just over a minute to play in overtime. And Greg Hora with a beautiful block, but the rebound went to Westby, and Westby scores, and we're all knotted up at 39 again. 39-39. 50 seconds left to play in overtime. Hillsboro with the ball. Hora on the near wing. He'll drive the near side, and he's going to get fouled on the drive. And he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2 on a double bonus. Being tied at 39 with 46 seconds left to play. Hora's first shot on the way. Rattles around the rim, doesn't go, and Schultz puts it in, although it's a 2-shot foul. As we go to the double bonus, and Hora will get a shot at the second one. Hora's second free throw on the way, and hits nothing but bottom of the net. Hillsboro takes a 1-point lead with 45 seconds to play. So shot by Westby misses. Rebound by Schultz. Schultz will outlet to Hildreth. And Hildreth bringing the ball up. The coach is saying hold on to the ball, and Hildreth is going to be fouled on 4 and will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 bonus free throws. Hillsboro leading by 1, 40-39. 22 seconds left to play in the overtime. Hildreth on the line to try to get some insurance here. Hildreth's first shot is good. Hildreth's second shot. Good for Hillsboro. Puts Hillsboro up by 3 with 22 seconds to play. 42-39, Hillsboro leads. Westby with the ball across the timeline. Westby, no timeouts left. 15 seconds to play. Westby trailing by 3. They got the ball. Three-pointer by number 14, and he nails it. No timeout by Hillsboro. We got 5 seconds to play. Hildreth brings it up. He gets it to Hora. Hora to Hildreth. The shot will not count. We're going to double overtime here in Hillsboro. 42-42. We'll take a couple-minute break for the players. We're going to put 4 minutes back on the clock. And we're going to double overtime. Both teams giving it all they got this afternoon. And we meet at half court again for the coin flip. Maybe we could arm wrestle, rock, paper, scissors, shake dice. Something more interesting than a coin flip. I have no idea who won it. The referees meeting at half court. One points at the other one, says, "You missed that call." And he says, "Oh, it's not as bad as the 3 you missed." And anyway, there's not anything such as one-sided refereeing. If it's bad on one way, they're bad both ways. So Westby's acting like Hillsboro won the coin flip as Greg Hora comes over. Got Parker Scala, Talon Hildreth, Nye Schultz, and Billy Steckel on the floor for Hillsboro. Hillsboro did indeed win the coin flip again. Second overtime, we start, and Hildreth takes the inbound pass and brings it over the timeline. 42-42, we're in the second overtime. Steckel with the ball near the free throw line, kicks out to Hora. Hora with a long 3, and he nails it. Greg Hora with a 3-pointer to put Hillsboro back up. Hillsboro 45, Westby 42, 3:43 left to play in the second overtime. Westby with trouble. I thought we had a 5-second call. Not the referee, though. They'll drive it in. They'll kick it out to the wing. A 3-pointer by number 2 Westby, and he says the bank is open, and we're tied up at 45. 45-45, 3:23 left to play in the second overtime. Hildreth pass to Steckel on the far wing. Steckel looking for some help. He'll kick it out front to Schultz. Schultz to the near wing to Hildreth. Hildreth drives the left side, takes a jump shot off the rim. Hildreth tracks down the rebound. Shortest guy on the floor comes up with the rebound. He's out front. He says, thumbs up. Let's reset the offense. Hildreth dumps it down to Hora on the far wing. Hora driving the side. He dips out to Scala. Scala with a short shot. Bounces around and in. Well, Scala's shot puts Hillsboro up by 2, 47-45. 2:43 left to play in the second overtime. Westby working their offense near the top of the key. Looking for somebody to break open underneath the lane. They'll feed the ball, and it's stolen by Greg Hora. He'll get the ball to Hildreth, and Hildreth says, let's take the time and set something up as he brings the ball up the floor for the Tigers. Hildreth dumps the ball to the near wing to Hora. Hora driving the left side. He'll pop up, take a 10-foot jumper, and is fouled from behind. So Hora will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Tigers. Tigers leading by 2. Hora's first shot on the way, and it's good. Hora's second shot on the way off the front of the rim. Hillsboro leads by 3, 48-45. 2:12 left to play in the second overtime. They're going to call a foul on the floor on Parker Scala. So sure shot number 14 for Westby. He's going to go to the line to shoot a bonus. First shot of the bonus. Rattles around the rim and off. It's rebounded by Nye Schultz. Turns out to be a good foul. Hillsboro needs ball control here, leading by 3. 48-45. 2 minutes left to play in the overtime. Hildreth's pass dumps it down to Hora on the far wing. Hora driving the lane. Hora inside, and Hora drives in and scores. Hillsboro 50, Westby 45. 1:44 to play in the second overtime. Westby looking for something to set up offensively. Hillsboro playing great offense. Westby's going to overthrow the man on the far side and out of bounds. Hillsboro will regain possession of the ball. As Horace set to inbound the ball, and Westby says, we need time to talk this over as they're going to take a timeout. So Westby with no timeouts. Hillsboro with 1 timeout. 1:35 left to play. Hillsboro sporting a 5-point lead at 50-45. Hillsboro is in the double bonus. Westby is in the regular bonus. A real pressure cooker here in Hillsboro this afternoon. JV action. Again, Hillsboro 50, Westby 45. We are in the second overtime with 1:35 left to play. These teams are so intense, even the referees are afraid to flush them out of their huddles anymore. Coming out for Hillsboro is going to be Nye Schultz, Greg Hora, Talon Hildreth, Parker Scala, and Billy Steckel. And Hora is going to be inbounding the ball for Hillsboro. And Hillsboro's inbounding like they're looking for pressure, and Westby's applying no pressure at all. So Hildreth's going to take his time bringing it up as he's taking some time off the clock. He'll dump it down to Hora on the far wing. Hora gets in trouble, and they're putting pressure on Hora now. Hora's going to drive the lane, kick it back out to Scala. Scala to Hildreth. And Hillsboro's playing the clock game right now, I believe. Billy Steckel, he says no. He takes a long 3 off the back of the iron, rebounded by Hora. Hora takes a 12-foot jumper and scores! So Greg Hora, he extends the lead to 7. Hillsboro 52, Hillsboro 45. Final minute of play in the second overtime. And so Westby, sure shot number 14. He drove the baseline and got fouled. He's going to go to the line for 2 shots. 57 seconds left to play in the game. Hildreth runs to the coach for last-minute instruction. First shot on the way, and it's good. It cuts the Hillsboro lead to 6. Second shot on the way, off the back of the iron, rebounded by Westby. Westby with the ball in the front court, looking to make something happen. Time ticking away. Shot by Westby, bank shot from inside the lane, and they cut the lead down to 4. It's 52-48 with 42 seconds left to play. Hillsboro taking their time, bringing the ball up the court. Take some more time off the clock. Hildreth with the ball across the timeline. Hildreth with the ball near the top of the key. And he's going to dump it down to Hora on the far wing, and Hora brings it back out. Back out to Schultz. Schultz drives the lane, and he's going to be fouled. And Schultz will go to the line to shoot 2. They're going to say a Westby player fouled out of the game. And Westby will finish the game with 4 players on the floor. Hillsboro leading by 4. 24 seconds left to play in the game. Schultz's first free throw. It's off the back of the iron. So Westby going to have to finish the game with 4 players. Schultz second free throw off the back of the iron. Steckel with the rebound. He'll kick it out to Hora. And Westby, they're going to be content, I think, to let Hillsboro run the clock out here. Schultz is going to get fouled again on the floor. So with 15 seconds left to play in the second overtime, Schultz back on the free throw line to try to seal the deal for Hillsboro. Schultz's first free throw doesn't go, but another player for Westby is fouled out, so Westby's going to have to finish the game with 3 players on the floor. So it's 5-on-3 for Hillsboro. Schultz's free throw rattles around, goes out, and Sculla with the rebound for Hillsboro. And this is just the thing, they're going to let this clock run out, I think. 3 give and chase, giving it his all. 5 seconds left to play. Westby with only 3 players on the floor, and they're all chasing the ball, and that's the way it's going to end. Double overtime victory for Hillsboro. Hillsboro 52, Westby 48 in the JV action. Hillsboro's second overtime win this week. This one coming in double overtime. Statistics for Hillsboro, leading the way in scoring is Greg Hora with 14. Talon Hildreth added 9. Parker Sculla with 8. Russell Jackson with 4. Billy Steckel with 3. Tyler Ravenscroft with 3. I'm sorry, but I forgot Nye Schultz with 9. And Sawyer Postel added 2 for the Tigers as the Tigers pull out a 52-48 win over the visiting Westby Norsemen. We'll give them time to sanitize the gymnasium. And then we'll give the varsity teams time to warm up, and we'll be back with varsity action in about 20 minutes. So as we get closer to game time, about 3 minutes to go, not a whole lot to report. We got a Cooley Conference matchup versus the Scenic Bluffs. We got the Westby Norsemen, who are coming in playing their inaugural game of the season. Westby has not played yet this year. And will face the home Hillsboro Tigers for their first game this year. Hillsboro comes into the game at 1-4, picking up their only win in a Scenic Bluffs rival win over rival New Lisbon earlier this week. Hillsboro's led in scoring by Noah Burmaster with 12 points a game. Jordan Erickson with 7 points a game. Peyton Strohmeyer 7 points a game. And Hayden Stolke's adding 6. Leading the team in rebounding is Peyton Strohmeyer with 7 a game, followed by Hayden Stolke with 5. So it'll be a very interesting game as the more experienced Tigers will be taking on the Westby Norsemen coming up shortly. And for the Westby fans, if I destroy any of the names, I looked them over beforehand, I apologize for that. On the Westby roster, we got Dylan Ellison, Caleb Peterson, Gavin Bergdahl, Jack Weininger, Bo Milutinovich, I kind of like that name, Grant McCauley, Hudson Lipsky, Cale Griffin, Brett Kroom, Kellen Olson, Taylor Thunderstedt, Owen, I don't know if the K's silent or not, Kajos, and Rhett Steensland. So if I destroy any names, I apologize. We're about 1 minute to the national anthem.
All right, thanks for joining us. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. The more subscriptions, the more things get unlocked in YouTube for us. All right, here's the national anthem.
So there you have it, the starting lineups for our varsity matchup today. The Westby Norsemen will start with the ball. Inbounding the ball for Westby is Cale Griffin. And he'll dump the ball into Lipsky, and Lipsky will bring the ball up the floor for Westby. Westby to Griffin. Griffin to Lipsky. Lipsky with the long three off the back of the iron. Peyton Strohmeyer with the rebound for the Tigers, and Noel Burmester will bring it up the floor. Burmester to Erickson. Erickson to Blower. Blower back to Burmester. Burmester into Erickson. Erickson near the free throw line. Kicks it out to Blower. Blower to Erickson. Erickson with a long shot. And he's going to hit a three to start Hillsboro out. Hillsboro leads 3-0. So Rhett Steensland, he's going to get fouled on a shot. He's going to go to the line to shoot two. Personal foul. Steensland's first shot's no good. Personal foul on Mitch Huntley, his first personal, team's first. Steensland's second free throw is good. And Hillsboro will bring the ball up the floor. Blower, he'll try to dump it into Strohmeyer, overthrow Strohmeyer. Ball's tracked down by McCauley. Dumps the ball into Lipsky, and Lipsky brings the ball up the floor. Lipsky to Weininger. Weininger near the free throw line. He'll kick it across court to Lipsky. Lipsky from the free throw line. He'll kick it back out front to Weininger. Weininger back to Lipsky. Lipsky to Griffin to Steensland. Steensland will score two for Westby. Westby ties the game 3-3 early in the first half. Erickson brings the ball down to Burmester. Burmester out to Blower. Blower back down to Erickson on the near wing. Erickson near the free throw line. He's going to pull it out, get it to Burmester. Blower on the far wing with the ball. Blower brings the ball in near the free throw line, drives the lane, kicks it out to Burmester for a long three off the back of the iron. Rebounded, brought up the floor by McCauley. McCauley will give it to Lipsky, and Lipsky brings it across the timeline. Lipsky, he'll dump it into Griffin. Griffin near the top of the key. Get it to McCauley. McCauley to Lipsky. Lipsky back to Griffin. To Steensland to Weininger. Weininger on the near wing with the ball. Weininger out to Lipsky, out in the front court. Westby setting up their offense, giving direction. Gets it to Weininger, out in the front court. Weininger with the ball, back to Lipsky. Lipsky with a long three, about a 25-footer, in and out, rebounded by Mitch Huntley. Outlet to Erickson. Erickson brings the ball up the floor for the Tigers. Erickson down to Burmester. Burmester drives the baseline. He'll kick it out to Peyton Strohmeyer on the wing. Strohmeyer clear across court to Erickson. Erickson, he'll kick it out to Blower over to Burmester on the near wing. Looking to get it inside to Strohmeyer. Knocked away. It's tracked down by Erickson over to Blower. Blower to Burmester. Burmester drives it in free throw line. Tried to get it to Strohmeyer, and Strohmeyer played hot potato with it and watched it roll out of bounds. So Lipsky will bring it back up the floor for Westby. 3-3 early on in the first half. Lipsky with the ball in the corner. He'll drive down. Strohmeyer puts up a roadblock. Ball batted up in the air. Strohmeyer grabs it. Strohmeyer will outlet the blower, and up the floor they come. Down to Erickson, long range three. And Erickson's going to hit the second three-pointer of the game. Where's that Burmaster?
I was watching the screen. I don't know. Sorry. It goes Erickson.
Steensland, he misses. Rebound to Erickson. Erickson brings the ball up the floor. Erickson, a blower on the far wing. Blower clear cross court to Burmaster. Burmaster to Erickson down on the near baseline. Erickson brings out the wing. Out the blower in the front court. Over to Burmaster on the far wing. Burmaster working the far wing. Gets the ball stolen from him. And bats the ball out of bounds. So turnover on Hillsboro. Westby's ball. In the ball for Hillsboro's Hayden Stalkey. Peyton Strohmeyer will take a breather. Inbounding is Cale Griffin. He'll inbound it to Lipsky. Lipsky brings the ball up for Westby. Lipsky to Steensland. Weininger here on the wing. Weininger on the near wing. Kicks it out front to Griffin. Back to Weininger. Back to Griffin. Griffin gets it knocked away by Blower. He tracks the ball down. We get the ball to Steensland, over to Lipsky on the far wing, back to Weininger near the top of the key. Long shot and out of bounds by Steensland. Steensland with a long three. Bounced over the backboard. In the game for Hillsboro is Isaiah Stokes. As Erickson brings the ball up the floor. Erickson, the blower on the near wing. Blower drives the lane. 8-foot jump shot, and he's fouled. So Blower's going to go to the line to shoot two for the Tigers. The Tigers leading 6-3, 12:52 to play in the first half. Westby foul on Steensland, his team's first team foul. Blower's first shot on the way, and it's good. Blower's second free throw on the way, and it's good. So Lipsky will bring the ball up for Westby, trailing Hillsboro 8, Westby 3. 12:46 to play in the first half. Gets the ball down to Lipsky with a long-range three. It doesn't go. Outlet pass on the rebound to Erickson. Erickson runs the ball up the floor to Blower on the near wing. Blower with a 20-foot three-pointer, and Blower scores. 20-foot three by Kason Blower puts Hillsboro up 11-3, and Lipsky brings the ball back up the floor for Westby. Caleb Peterson in the game for Westby. Also Taylor Thunstedt in the game. Cale Griffin with the ball. He'll dump it to Peterson. Peterson to Lipsky. Lipsky drives the lane, takes a 10-foot jumper off the rim. Huntley with the rebound. And he'll outlet to Stokes. Stokes brings the ball up the floor. Stokes to Blower. Blower on the wing. Blower gets the ball knocked away, and he'll swing it to Erickson. Erickson to Stokes, and off Stokes' hands and out of bounds. Turnover to Westby. In the game for Mitch Huntley is Peyton Strohmeyer back in the game for Hillsboro. So ball inbounded to Lipsky from Peterson, and Lipsky will bring the ball up the floor. Lipsky dumped the ball into Thunstedt. Thunstedt to Peterson. Peterson to McCauley. McCauley back to Lipsky. Lipsky with the ball to Peterson. And it's thrown to Thunstedt. That ball's going to go off his hands, out of bounds. Be a turnover. Hillsboro gets the ball. In the game for Hillsboro, Colin Johnson for Kason Blower. Johnson set the inbound for Hillsboro on the near sideline. Johnson to Erickson. Erickson going to bring the ball up to the top of the key for Hillsboro. Kick it out to the near wing to Stokes. Stokes near the free throw line. Drives the lane. Stokes with a shot and a miss. It's going to be rebounded by Griffin, rather. Macaulay on the rebound. Lipsky with the ball top of the key. He'll swing it to Peterson. Lipsky on the near wing with the ball. Lipsky's going to drive. He'll kick it out. Now Lipsky again on the near wing with the ball. Lipsky drives. He's going to kick it out. Macaulay's shot doesn't go. It's rebounded by Weininger. Strohmeyer takes it away. Outlets to Erickson. Erickson brings the ball up for the Tiger. Kicks out to Colin Johnson. Johnson driving the near baseline. He'll kick it back out to Strohmeyer. Strohmeyer driving in the lane. Kicks it back out to Stokes. Erickson on the far wing. He'll kick it over to Stokes on the near wing. Stokes bounce pass into Strohmeyer. Stokes from the near wing for three, and Stokes hits the three for Hillsboro. And we're going to have a timeout by Westby as the crowd goes wild. Early on in the game, 10:04 left to play in the half. Hillsboro 14, Westby 3. As Coach Halverson for Westby says, hey guys, this is enough. We got to buckle it up. Westby, a very young team, mainly juniors. Hillsboro also not a senior-dominated team, a somewhat young team, but more experience, being that this is Hillsboro's 6th game and Westby's inaugural game of the season. This is Westby's first game. Hillsboro's gotten the butterflies out. Westby's still trying to hammer it home here. So Halverson trying to settle his troops down. He kicks them back out. Hillsboro breaks the huddle. Coming out after the halftime on the floor for Hillsboro. We're going to have Stolke, Johnson, Erickson, Strohmeyer, and Stokes. Lipsky brings the ball up the floor for Westby. Hillsboro with their defense rather. Weininger with the ball. Weininger looking for help. Get it to Griffin. Griffin to Lipsky. Lipsky for 3 points off the near wing, and it's going to go off the iron. Rebound by Stokes. He's going to get it to Erickson. And Erickson brings the ball up the floor. Stokes driving the ball. He'll dump it far wing to Johnson. Johnson down the corner to Erickson. Erickson brings it back out to the wing over to Stokes. To the near wing to Johnson. Johnson on the near wing for Hillsboro. He'll dribble the ball near the free throw line. He's going to jump up, take a 12-foot jumper and miss. Rebounded by Weininger. Outlet to Lipsky, and Lipsky brings it up for Westby. Griffin with a drive. He'll kick it out. A jump shot by Stenzlin. Stenzlin misses the... Erickson with the ball for Hillsboro at the top of the key. Erickson to Stokes. Stokes driving down low. Stokes with a baseline drive, and he's going to get fouled and go to the line to shoot two. So Isaiah Stokes going to the line for Hillsboro. Stokes, a 67% free throw shooter. And the first shot is good. Stokes' second free throw is good. Westby foul was on Dylan Ellison, his first personal second team. Lipsky brings the ball up swings it to Macaulay, over to Weininger, and back through Stenzlin's hands and out of bounds. And inbounding for Hillsboro will be Noah Burmester. He'll inbound Isaiah Stokes. Stokes brings the ball up for Hillsboro. Stokes near the top of the key. He'll dump it to Burmester in the near wing. Burmester dribbling near the top of the key, dumping it on the far baseline to Stokes. Stokes bringing the ball in. And he'll get the ball back out in the front court to Burmester. Johnson now with the ball on the right side, driving down the baseline. He'll kick the ball out to the front to Stokes. Stokes out the far wing to Burmaster. Burmaster pulls up the free throw line, takes a shot, no good. Peyton Strohmeyer gets the rebound, kicks it out to Mitch Huntley. Huntley to Burmaster for a 20-foot three, and Burmaster hits the three-pointer. And Coach Halverson says, we got to talk some more, boys, and Westby spends their second timeout. So Westby uses their second timeout. 7:49 left to play in the first half. Hillsboro leads 19, Westby 3. So the teams make their last minute adjustments. They come out of the timeout. Again, Hillsboro 19, Westby 3, 7:49 left to play in the first half. On the floor for Hillsboro, Burmaster, Mitch Huntley, Stokes, Strohmeyer, and Johnson. Inbounding the ball for Westby is Lipsky. Lipsky to Griffin, and Griffin will bring the ball up the floor. Griffin to Ellefson. Ellefson on the near wing. Kick it out to Peterson. Peterson back to Lipsky. Lipsky with the drive in the lane. He'll kick it out to Griffin. Griffin with a long shot and a miss. Rebound by Stokes. Stokes will bring the Hillsboro attack back up the floor. Stokes on the baseline to Burmaster. Burmaster driving. Pulls up, takes a 12-foot shot, misses. Huntley with the rebound. Huntley with a miss. And a rebound by McCauley for Westby. And Griffin will bring the ball up the floor for Westby. Griffin gets the ball to Weininger. Weininger dumps it down to Peterson. Peterson, Griffin, Weininger. Weininger with the ball. Weininger, a long shot by Peterson, I believe. Weininger had the ball. Weininger dumps it out. Westby doing everything right, but the ball's not falling. Strohmeyer with a rebound. Outlet to Stokes. Stokes at the top of the key. Stokes will swing it down to Burmaster on the far wing. Burmaster free throw line out to Johnson. Johnson gets a Stokes near the baseline. Three-point shot off the rim. And Huntley with the rebound. He'll kick it out to Burmaster. Johnson on the far wing. Johnson brings the ball to the near side to Stokes. Stokes to Burmaster. Burmaster on the near wing drives the ball in. Gets it to Strohmeyer, who's out on the wing. Strohmeyer clear cross court to Stokes, over to Johnson, back over to Burmaster on the near wing. Tried to force the ball into Strohmeyer. He tracks it down. Johnson for a long three, and Johnson hits a three-pointer for Hillsboro. Puts Hillsboro up 22-3. Weininger with the ball. He'll get it to Ellison on the near side. Out to Peterson. And the ball's going to go off Ellison's hands out of bounds. And we've got a lot of line changes going on here now in the game for Hillsboro. Stalkey, Messenberg, Kirk Huntley, Erickson, and Burmaster. So Erickson will inbound to Burmaster, and Burmaster will bring up the ball. Kirk Huntley to Erickson to Burmaster. Burmaster driving. Burmaster pulls up 18-foot jump shot. No good. Rebounded Erickson. Erickson back out Burmaster. 19-foot three. No good. Rebound Steensland for Westby. Outlet to Lipsky. Lipsky will bring the ball up the floor for Westby. Lipsky to Steensland. Nice inbounds pass. Back to Lipsky. Lipsky with a 12-foot jump shot. Not going to go. Rebound to Hayden Stalkey. There's going to be a foul called. Nobody knows but the official what that was. It appears to be against Hillsboro. Weininger with the rebound for Westby. The Hillsboro foul, finally, we get a report, was on Mason Messenberg, his first personal, team second. The ball goes out of bounds on a turnover, and Hillsboro will get the ball. As Erickson will bring the ball up for Hillsboro. Erickson dumps the ball into Kirk Huntley, the far wing. Kirk Huntley over to Burmaster, down to Erickson on the near baseline. Back out to Messenberg on the near wing. He'll drive the baseline. Looking for help. He'll get it to Kirk Huntley. Huntley driving the near baseline. He'll get all the way across court to Stalky, and they'll lose the ball out of bounds. It'll be Westby's ball on the turnover. Hillsboro leading 22-3, 4:20 left in the first half. Checking into the game for Hillsboro is Noah Hardy. And Westby brings the ball up. Lipsky bringing the ball up for Westby. Lipsky to Weininger. Weininger gets a pick, and he'll kick it over to Lipsky. Lipsky from a 13-foot jump shot, and he's going to go to the line to shoot two as he was fouled. Foul on Jordan Erickson, his first personal, team's third. Lipsky's first shot on the way, and it's good. Lipsky's second shot on the way, and that's good. So Kirk Huntley gets it out front in the front court to Erickson. Erickson swings it to the far wing to Noah Hardy. Noah Hardy clear across court to Erickson, who tried to take a three, didn't get it. Hardy with the rebound. Hardy dumps it into Hayden Stalky. Stalky turns around, and he'll go to the line to shoot two as he was fouled. So Stalky going to the line to shoot two. Stalky, a 67% free throw shooter. First free throw on the way, and it's in and out. Westby foul is on Rhett Steensland, his second personal, team's third. Checking in for Steensland is Taylor Thunstedt. Stalky, second free throw. Hits the back of the rim, bounces up. Thunstedt tracks down the rebound. He'll outlet to Lipsky, and Westby will bring the ball up the floor. Lipsky driving in, looking for Weininger looking for help. He'll get it to Griffin. Griffin back to Lipsky. Lipsky driving near the free throw line. He gets stuck in traffic. He'll get the ball to Weininger, to Griffin. Griffin all the way over to Lipsky. Lipsky's going to feed it down inside, I believe, to McCauley. And McCauley's going to score two for Westby. Erickson brings the ball down for Hillsboro. Erickson to Stalky. Stalky drives in, and Stalky drives the lane and scores, gets the foul. And we'll get a chance to make three the old-fashioned way. Stalky again, a 67% free throw shooter. Foul was on Grant McCauley. First personal, team's fourth. Stalky's free throw on the way. It's off the back of the iron. It's rebounded by Mitch Huntley and put back in for two. So it turns into be a 4-point play for Hillsboro. Hillsboro leads 26, Westby 7. 2:41 left to play in a half. Lipsky brings the ball to the floor. He'll dump it into Griffin. Griffin finds Lipsky underneath. Reverse layup. Does not go. Rebound by Mitch Huntley. Huntley outlets to Erickson. Erickson brings the ball up the floor for the Tigers. Erickson, the blower to Huntley. And another timeout by Coach Halverson of Westby. As Hillsboro leads at the timeout, 28, Westby 7, 2:19 left to play in the half. So a full timeout called by Westby's coach Halverson. Westby with 3 timeouts left. Hillsboro with all 6. Hillsboro leads 28-7. 2:19 left to play in the half. His teams break the huddle on the floor for Hillsboro. Cason Blower, Mitch Huntley, Isaiah Stokes, Peyton Strohmeyer, and Colin Johnson. Westby with ball. Lipsky brings the ball up the floor off the Weininger inbound pass. Lipsky to Griffin. Griffin back to Lipsky. Lipsky pulls up, 16-foot jump shot, does not go. Blower with the rebound, stolen by McCauley. Out to Griffin, 3-pointer from top of the key, does not go. Blower gets that rebound. Strohmeyer, and finally to Stokes, who's bringing the ball up the floor. Stokes will get the ball to Blower. Blower for a 3-point shot from the wing, does not go off the back of the iron. Rebound, Strohmeyer, and he gets tied up for a jump ball. Hillsboro will retain possession on the arrow. Colin Johnson set to inbound, and Hillsboro is going to use a 30-second timeout of their own. So Hillsboro uses their first timeout of the first half. Hillsboro leads 28 to Westby 7, 1:45 left to play in the half. So Johnson set to inbound underneath Hillsboro's basket. Inbound pass to Stokes. Stokes clear cross court to Blower. Blower to the near wing to Johnson. And they're going to call 3 seconds on the lane on Peyton Strohmeyer. So turnover for Hillsboro. I'm sure that's not what they discussed in the timeout. Inbound pass to Lipsky, and Lipsky will bring the ball up the floor for Westby. Weininger with the ball. They get the ball to Griffin. Back to Ellison. Ellison to Weininger. Weininger to Griffin. Griffin drives the lane. He'll shove the ball out to McCauley. Goes between McCauley's legs and out of bounds. Turnover. Be Hillsboro's ball. The Stokes set to inbound on the baseline. Westby now with a full court press. Inbound to Johnson, back to Stokes. Westby pressing full court, over to Johnson. Johnson clear across court, finds Huntley down on the near wing. And he'll get the ball to Stokes. Stokes gives the ball to Huntley. Huntley working the baseline, takes a shot and misses. And rebound to Griffin. Griffin will bring the ball up the floor for Westby. Griffin over to Lipsky. Lipsky gets the ball to Ellison. Ellison to Weininger for 3, and way long shot. Through Huntley's hands, rebounded by Lipsky, and Lipsky will take a 10-foot jump shot and score. So Hillsboro getting the balls on the floor. Huntley's pass to Blower intercepted by Griffin, given to Lipsky, and Westby, the Norseman, coming back up the floor. 21 seconds left to play in the half. Westby saying, let's go for the last shot. Which I never understood. When you're behind by nearly 20 points, why would you go for the last shot? Lipsky with a 25-foot three. It doesn't go, and time's going to expire. And Hillsboro's going to go to the half, leading the Norsemen. The Hillsboro Tigers 28, Westby Norsemen 9. So we'll go to the locker rooms, set the clock for 10 minutes, and grab yourself a snack and some sort of refreshment, something to drink. And in 10 minutes, we'll start the second half. I'll be back in about 7 minutes with some halftime statistics.
All right, thanks for joining us. If you're watching and haven't already subscribed, please hit subscribe. Doesn't cost anything, just have to have an email. Every subscription helps us unlock different features in YouTube. We're still waiting for the mobile to be unlocked. I've heard it takes a couple weeks. But thank you to everyone who pushed to get us to the 1,000 subscriber. If you watch a game or a match at another school's Facebook page, please help them out, pay it forward, and click subscribe. It's a great fundraising thinger-jigger. I think we'll be back here on Tuesday. I think boys play Tuesday against Royal. I don't think there is a game here Monday. So yay, I get to stay home. Do you have stats? Not yet. Okay. There's some here. All right. Again, we will be back here again Tuesday. The boys play Royal here in Hillsboro. Right before the holiday break. I do believe there are some games set during the holiday break, so you will see us, or hear us, I should say. Again, hit subscribe, please, if you have not already subscribed to our page. Helps us out, helps unlock features as we go, as I learn what the heck I'm doing. still in the learning process. I'm still trying to figure out issues with a camera to face on the scoreboard. I don't think I'd pass an IT class. I think I'm too old to be learning all this new internet, YouTube, video card, camera crap. Nobody's coming out of the locker room. Hillsboro is playing Westby. JV won in double overtime. I don't know how the C squad did.
There was no C squad game, I don't believe.
I think there was.
Was there?
I think so.
Have not heard any reports if there was. As Jill said, Hillsboro's JV won in double overtime to set the stage. That game was a real barn burner. I believe the final score was like 52-48.
It's kind of funny to look out in the crowd and see everybody on their phones. Everybody's checking their feet.
Hillsboro leading at halftime. Hillsboro 28, Westby 9. For some, that's maybe an unexpected score. Hillsboro struggled. Westby, much bigger school. Previous years, Westby dominating Hillsboro. Keep in mind, Westby graduated some talent. Not saying Westby is a bad team. This is, however, Westby's inaugural game. Be their first game this year. So they open their season here in Hillsboro against the Tigers, and they find themselves down by 19 at halftime, which is also an odd place for Hillsboro to be. So Hillsboro normally doesn't have a large lead at halftime. So we'll see what Coach Polk does in the locker room for adjustments and how Hillsboro reacts coming out. Sometimes teams will lay down. We hope Hillsboro doesn't. Some unofficial stats. For Westby's 9 points, they're being led by Hudson Lipsky, who has 4. Brett Steensland has 3. And Grant McCauley has 2. Excuse me. For Hillsboro's 28 at halftime, being led by Jordan Erickson, 6. Isaiah Stokes and Kason Blower are both at 5. Mitch Huntley has 4. Noah Burmester and Colin Johnson with 3 apiece. Hayden Stalkey rounding out the scoring for Hillsboro with 2. So very balanced scoring for Hillsboro. I think the playing time's been very balanced for Hillsboro. Hillsboro's made their halftime adjustments. You may have heard the clapping. They are back on the floor warming up for the second half. We got 2:22 left to go before we start play again. As Coach Ethan Noer is inventorying water bottles. So we're down to the final 2 minutes. Grab yourself a refreshment, get something to drink, and find your way back to your recliner, as in less than 2 minutes we will be back in action.
Let's see what kind of schedule I can give you here. Mine's on. Your headphones, number 1. Looks like Tuesday the boys are here against Royal, and Tuesday the girls, let's see what's today's 19th, at Viroqua. After that, everybody gets to wait for the big guy, Santa, to come. And then we have some games scheduled on the 29th. Girls are in Richland Center. I know Viroqua and Richland Center both live stream. And the boys are home on the 29th. They will be playing Fenimore here on the 29th. Also on the 29th, we have wrestling. Will be also here starting at 3. So the 29th will be a busy day. We'll start out with wrestling, go to boys basketball. So wrestling, girls and boys on the 29th. Next games will be on next Tuesday. Girls in Vroka, boys home. It's game time. Game time.
Lipsky with the ball for Westby, bringing the ball up the floor. Westby to Stenzlin. Stenzlin with the long 2, and he'll score. Westby got something going here in the second half. 28-15, Hillsboro leads. 16-15 left to play in the game. Burmester hits Strohmeyer. Strohmeyer out to Erickson. Erickson with a long 3, and he misses. McCauley with the rebound. Rather, Griffin with the rebound. Lipsky with the ball for Westby. Lipsky to Weininger. Weininger on the far wing. Weininger out to Griffin. Griffin to Stenzlin out front. Stenzlin free throw line. Jump shot. And it doesn't go. Rebound to Erickson. Erickson will kick the ball out to Blower. Hillsboro struggling a bit with the full court pressure of Westby. They get it to Burmester. 21-foot three-pointer, and Burmester hits it. Noah Burmester with a three-pointer. Hillsboro leads 31-15. 15:30 left to play in the game. Westby trying to force the ball inside. Hillsboro's going to get called for a kicking violation. And now we're going to have a timeout. I believe the timeout's called by Hillsboro. 32nd timeout. Hillsboro leads 30-1 to Westby's 15. 15:22 left to play in the game. So Hillsboro breaks their huddle. On the floor for Hillsboro. Blower, Stalkey, Mitch Huntley, Erickson, and Burmaster. Griffin inbound for Westby. Griffin gets it knocked away by Blower off the backboard and out of bounds. Hillsboro showing good defense today. Griffin again to inbound underneath his own basket. Griffin will get it to Stensling. He'll get fouled on the shot, and he will go to the line for a two-shot foul. He's fouled by Hayden Stalkey. Stalkey's first personal, second team foul. Stensling's first shot is good. And his second shot is true. Hillsboro now leads 31-17. 15-17 left to play in the game. Burmaster gets the ball across the timeline, gets it over to Blower on the far side. Blower down the baseline, back out to Blower. Clear across court to Burmaster. Huntley driving the near baseline. He'll kick it out to Erickson. Blower with a three-pointer from the far wing. And Blower will strike pay dirt. Hillsboro now leads 34-17. Just under 15 minutes to play in the game. Allison gets it to Griffin. Griffin takes a shot, does not go. The ball hits the ground. And they're going to call a foul on Griffin, I believe, on the rebound. And why that ball ever hit the floor, I don't know. So Griffin's first personal, team second. Mason Messenberg in the game for Hillsboro. Stalkey inbounds to Messenberg, off Messenberg's chest and into Lipsky's hands. Lipsky will feed Peterson, I believe, and Peterson or Ellison. Ellison with a long three didn't go. Ball to Messenberg over to Erickson. Erickson down in the corner to Stokes. Stokes down in the corner, far corner with the ball, brings out the wing. Erickson in front court to Blower, way back to Stokes. Stokes drives the baseline, loses the ball temporarily to Messenberg. Back out front to Erickson. Erickson out front to Blower. Blower to the near wing to Stokes. Stokes driving the near baseline, kicks it out to Blower. Blower with another long three, going to go off the front of the rim. Stokes with the rebound, and Stokes is going to get fouled, go to the line to shoot two. So Isaiah Stokes to the line for Hillsboro. Stokes is a 67% free throw shooter. Westby foul on Grant McCauley, his third personal, team's third. Stokes free throw on the way. Stokes missed a pair. Hillsboro 34, Westby 17. 13:53 left to play in the game. Weininger out front with the ball. He'll dump it into Ellison. Ellison clear across court to Peterson. Peterson back to Weininger. Weininger to Peterson. Peterson top of the key. He'll kick it over to Thunstedt. Thunstedt, Ellison to Peterson to Weininger. Weininger at top of the key to Thunstedt. Thunstedt drives the near side. He'll take the shot and get fouled. He will go to the line and shoot two. Taylor Thunstedt to the line. His first shot is good. Checking into the game for Hillsboro, Kirk Huntley and Colin Johnson. Last foul was on Mason Messenberg. Second personal. Third team is Thunstedt. It's his second free throw. Brings Westby a little closer. Hillsboro 34, Westby 19. Huntley clear across court. His pass is intercepted by Stenzlin. Out to Weininger. Weininger to Thunstead. Thunstead with the ball. He'll kick it over to Peterson. Peterson down to Stenzlin, who tripped, fell over, stolen by Stokes. Stokes brings the ball down. Messenberg with the ball. He'll get it over to Kirk Huntley. Kirk Huntley back to Stokes. Stokes near the top of the key in the front court with the ball. Back to Kirk Huntley. Huntley with a dribble. He'll kick it over to the near wing to Colin Johnson. Johnson drives, kicks it back out to the near the free throw line. You get it to Stokes. Stokes back to Johnson. Johnson over to Kirk Huntley on the near wing. Kirk Huntley near the free throw line. Skip it over to Johnson on the far baseline. Johnson brings it out the far wing. He'll pull up and throw it over to Huntley now. Stokes on the near wing. Stokes driving the baseline. Stokes will go up for a layup. His ball is blocked. Stokes with the rebound. In and out. Rebound by Hayden Stalkey, and he's going to get fouled on the floor. It's going to be Hillsboro's basket underneath their own basket. Hillsboro's ball underneath their own basket. Fouls on Stenzlin. His third personal, team's fourth. Checking into the game is Lipsky for Westby. And Griffin for Westby. Johnson inbounding the ball to Stokes. Stokes on the near wing with the ball. Stokes will kick it out in the front court to Huntley. Kirk Huntley over to Johnson on the far wing. Johnson will try to force it inside. It's going to go out of bounds on Griffin for Westby, and be Hillsboro's ball underneath their own basket. Colin Johnson to inbound the ball for Hillsboro. And Johnson will get it into Stokes. Stokes brings the ball out on the far wing. The jump stop, he'll kick it out to Johnson out in the front court. Johnson working down near the baseline. Kick the ball out to Kirk Huntley. Kirk Huntley down on the far wing. He'll bring the ball in, kick it out to Isaiah Stokes. Stokes from the free throw line. He'll kick it out. Baseline, Mason Messenberg. And Mason Messenberg's going to hit a three-pointer for Hillsboro. Put Hillsboro back up by 18. As Lipsky's going to hit a three-pointer of his own. And Johnson gets it over to Stokes. Stokes brings it across the timeline, back over to Johnson. Johnson to Messenberg out on the near wing. Messenberg clear across court to Stokes. Stokes out in the front court to Johnson. Johnson dribbling the ball in front court over to Stokes on the wing. Stokes is going to lose the ball to Weininger. Weininger bringing the ball down one-on-one. He'll kick it out to Lipsky on the near wing. Lipsky with a long three-point shot and in and out. Rebounded by Hayden Stalkey. Stalkey outlet to Stokes. Stokes brings the ball up the floor. And Lipsky is going to get called for a reaching foul. So check. And Coach Halverson for Westby is going to call another timeout, a full timeout. As Hillsboro is going to have substitutions. The foul was on Lipsky, his first personal, team's fifth. Hillsboro leads at the timeout, 37, Westby 22, 10:51 left to play in the game. Westby trailing by 15, playing very aggressive defense, trying to get back into this game. Quickly finding themselves possible foul trouble. So Westby breaks the timeout. Say Stenzlin, Griffin, Peterson, Lipsky, Ellison, and Lipsky will be on the floor for Westby. Be Stokes, Johnson, Stalkey, Strohmeyer, and Burmaster on the floor for Hillsboro. Inbound pass to Burmaster. Burmaster gets it to Stokes. Stokes in the front court. Stokes looking for help. Gets it back out the front court to Johnson. Johnson near the top of the key. Drives the free throw line and throws the ball out of bounds. Johnson and Burmester not on the same page that time. Turnover, Westby ball. Peterson inbound to Lipsky, and Lipsky will work the ball up the floor for the Norseman. Lipsky dump it down into Griffin on the far wing. Griffin will bring it over to Lipsky. Lipsky for three, and Lipsky will hit another three-pointer for the Norseman. Noah Burmaster working the ball up the floor for Hillsboro. He'll dump it off to Stokes, and they got Stokes trapped half court. He'll get across the timeline to Stalkey. Stalkey to Johnson. Johnson went for the reverse layup and got fouled. So Colin Johnson will go to the line to shoot his first free throws of the year. As that was the fourth foul on Stenslin. Team 6. So after the free throw, we'll look for Stenslin to take a seat on the bench for a while. Johnson's first free throw is off the back of the rim. So in the game for Hillsboro is Erickson for Stokes. And in for Stenslin is going to be Grant McCauley, who I believe also has 3 fouls of his own. Johnson's second free throw is good. Hillsboro extends their lead. Hillsboro 38, Westby 25. 10 minutes left to play in the game. Lipsky gets the ball. He brings it over, gives it to Griffin. Griffin dumps the ball down to Ellison. Ellison into McCauley. McCauley drives. McCauley shoots, and McCauley is fouled, I believe, by Peyton Strohmeyer. So McCauley is going to go to the line to shoot 2. Foul is on Peyton Strohmeyer, his first personal, team's 4th. And McCauley to the line to shoot 2 for Westby. McCauley's first shot off the back of the rim. In the game for Westby is Weininger, as Peterson will take a seat. In the game for Hillsboro, Case and Blower for Colin Johnson. McCauley's second free throw on the way. Off the back of the rim, rebound Peyton Strohmeyer, outlet to Jordan Erickson. And Westby still applying pressure. Erickson across the timeline. It's going to get stolen by McCauley. Outlet to Lipsky. Lipsky pulls up 20-foot three-pointer off the front of the rim. Rebound to Erickson. And Hillsboro's going to bring the ball back up the floor. Erickson across the timeline. Hits Burmester in the front court. Burmester back to Erickson. Erickson to Blower. Blower clear across court to Burmester. Burmester driving baseline. 12-foot jumper in and out. Strohmeyer couldn't get the rebound. Rebound to Lipsky. Lipsky will bring the ball up for the Norseman. Lipsky over to Weininger. Weininger dump it down to Ellison. Ellison, Lipsky back to Griffin. Griffin with a 3 of his own. So Blower in trouble. He gets the ball stolen by Weininger. Weininger's going to feed Griffin. And Griffin, just like that, has 5 quick points. Brings Westby within 18. Hillsboro 38. Westby 30. 8:43 left to play in the game. As Coach Polk of the Tigers calls a full timeout for Hillsboro. So this 19-point lead at halftime has shrunk to 8 points. Hillsboro 38, Westby 30. As Hillsboro has struggled with the full court pressure of Westby. Hillsboro is in the bonus. And Westby is in somewhat of foul trouble. So this game could come down to free throws again, folks. Westby breaks the huddle. On the floor, they got Ellison, Weininger, Lipsky, Griffin, and McCauley. Hillsboro breaks the huddle. They're going to have Stokes, Blower, Mitch Huntley, Burmester, and Strohmeyer on the floor. Westby again with full court pressure. Inbound pass to Blower. Blower over to Burmester. Burmester, Lipsky all over Burmester, going to foul Burmester. And Burmester will go to the line to shoot a bonus. as Lipsky fouled him. It's going to be Lipsky's second foul, team 7th. So Lipsky's second personal, team 7th team foul. Burmester to the line to shoot a bonus for Hillsboro. First shot on the way, and it's good. Burmester, second shot on the way, and that's also good. 40-30, Hillsboro leads. 8:35 left to play in the game. Lipsky for the Norseman brings the ball up the floor. Setting up their offense, he'll dump it down to Griffin. Griffin driving the ball, he'll dump it to McCauley. McCauley nowhere to go, out to Griffin for a long 21-point three-pointer, in and out. Rebounded by Stokes. Stokes is going to fight his way up the floor. He gets it to Blower. Blower gets caught in a half-court trap, and he'll dump it off to Burmester. Burmester to Strohmeyer, and Strohmeyer is going to have his pass picked off. Lipsky comes away with it. Outlet to Griffin, and Griffin brings the ball up for the Norseman. Lipsky in the front court. He'll feed McCauley down low. Blocked by Peyton Strohmeyer. Run down by Kason Blower. And Blower brings the ball up the floor for the Tigers. Dumps it off to Stokes. Stokes to Burmester on the far baseline. They'll get it to Mitch Huntley. Swing it out front to Blower. Blower to Stokes. Stokes from the free throw line. A running jump shot does not go. Rebound by Mitch Huntley, and Huntley will score. Hillsboro 42, Westby 30. 7:24 left to play in the game. Lipsky with the ball for Westby. Lipsky's going to drive, and he's going to get fouled on the floor. Fouled by Kason Blower. His first personal, team's 5th. Griffin for the Norsemen will be inbounding the ball underneath their own basket. Griffin inbounds to Lipsky. Lipsky driving near the free throw line, in the lane, nowhere to go. He'll get the ball back out to Griffin on the wing. Griffin will drive the wing, pulls up, 12-foot jump shot, and scores. (42-32). Hillsboro's ball stolen by Griffin. Outlet to Lipsky, and Lipsky will bring the ball up. Westby playing patiently, staying in this game. McCauley with the ball on the near wing. McCauley to Stensland. Stensland playing with 4 fouls. He'll jump up. He'll take a shot off the front of the rim. And Stokes drives the full length of the court. Pulls up. He's going to punch the ball out front to Blower. Blower to Burmester. 20-foot jump shot does not go. And kind of a wrestling match. Huntley, I gotta say, you gotta be more aggressive and go for the ball. Huntley was trying to block the player out, and they're gonna rule. Now they're gonna rule that Huntley was right, that it is Hillsboro's ball. Either way, you have to play aggressive and grab that ball. You can't just watch it go out of bounds. Erickson to inbound for Hillsboro. Erickson will get it into Blower. Blower to Erickson. Erickson back over to Blower, playing in the front court. Hillsboro being patient. Down the baseline to Johnson. Johnson going to go clear across court to Huntley. Huntley working underneath and will be fouled. So Mitch Huntley will go to the line to shoot 2 to try to extend Hillsboro's 10-point lead. Foul on McCauley. That's his 4th personal. Team's 8th. So McCauley and Stenlin both playing with 4 fouls. Huntley's first free throw is errant and does not go, does not fall. Huntley set for his second free throw. Throws on the way, and that one's good. So Huntley's free throw puts Hillsboro up 43-32. 6 minutes left to play in the game. Lipsky throws on to Stensland. Stensland dribbling out. He'll try to get it into McCauley. Mitch Huntley steals the ball. He'll outlet to Johnson, and they're going to call a foul on Mitch Huntley. Offensive foul as he set a pick, and he did lay his shoulder into him. He was guilty of the foul. The Hillsboro fans didn't like it, but it was a foul. That's Huntley's third foul, team 6. So both teams are now in the bonus. Inbound pass to Lipsky. Lipsky will bring the ball across half court. And it's going to be stolen by Blower. And he'll get the outlet to Johnson. Johnson cleared on court to Huntley. Mitch Huntley with a layup. He misses it. Rebound by McCall. The outlet to Griffin. Griffin to Lipsky. And Westby will set up shop one more time. They get the ball down to Weininger. Weininger back out to Griffin. Griffin to Lipsky. Lipsky near the top of the key. Dump the ball into Weininger on the far wing. Weininger out the top of the key. Looking for help. He'll get the ball to Griffin. Griffin on the near wing. He'll drive the near wing into the lane. Takes a jump shot. In and out. Gets his own rebound. So Griffin gets his rebound. I think Mitch Huntley just collected his 4th personal foul. And Griffin will go to the line to shoot 2. It is Huntley's 4th personal, Hillsboro's 7th team foul. Peyton Strohmeyer checking in. I can only imagine it is for Huntley. Griffin's free throw is good. Griffin's second free throw is good. Hillsboro 43, Westby 34. 5:05 left to play in the game. Blower with the ball. He'll get across the timeline to Erickson. Erickson to Strohmeyer. Strohmeyer to Johnson. Baseline 3-point shot. Short. It's rebounded by McCauley. McCauley's going to outlet to Griffin, and up before comes Westby. They keep whittling away at Hillsboro's lead. Lead down to 9. Lipsky driving into the lane. Couple hops and a jump, and a rebound by Case and Blower on the missed shot. Blower to Erickson. Erickson to Blower. Blower over to Colin Johnson on the far wing. They feed Peyton Strohmeyer at the free throw line. Kicks it back out to Blower in the front court. Johnson on the far wing with the ball. Johnson for the Tigers. He'll try to dump it into Stalkey. It's going to be stolen by Weininger to Cawley and outlet to Griffin. And here comes the Norseman. Griffin with a long-range 3 off the front of the rim. Peyton Strohmeyer on the rebound. And this game has transitioned into a run-and-gun game. Blower to Erickson. Erickson. Hillsboro should be patient now. To Johnson. Johnson back to Erickson. Erickson dribbling around on the near wing. Inside to Strohmeyer. Strohmeyer, Johnson. Blower for a 3. In and out. Rebound to Griffin. And they're going to call a timeout, I believe. A 30-second timeout. Coach Halverson of Westby wants to talk things over. 3:46 to play in the game. Hillsboro 43, Westby 34. So Hillsboro has 4 timeouts remaining. Westby has 2. Both teams are in the bonus. As the 30-second timeout comes to a close. Hillsboro with a 19-point lead at halftime. Lead has been whittled down to 9. So Westby clawing their way back into this game. Hillsboro trying their dearest to hold on for their 2nd victory of the year. Whining girl inbound to Lipsky, and Lipsky will bring the ball up the floor for the Norseman. Lipsky for Westby, nearing the top of the key. Erickson with good defense, bats it away, gets into Stensland. Stensland over to Weininger. Weininger drives, back to Stensland. Long 3-pointer for Stensland, he's going to miss. Erickson tracks down the rebound. Outlet to Blower. Blower brings the ball up the floor, gets it across the timeline, into Johnson. Johnson clear across the court for baseline. Erickson for a long 3 off the back of the rim. Then there's going to be a foul called, I believe, on McCauley. And McCauley's going to foul out on that foul. Foul indeed is on Grant McCauley as he fouls out. Checking into the game is Ellison for McCauley. Jordan Erickson's going to go to the line to shoot for the Tigers. And they're saying it's maybe a 3-shot foul. First shot on the way. And it's good. Erickson's second shot. And the second one's good. So this is kind of the three-pointer the hard way, if he can make all three of them. Checking in the game for blower is Burmaster. Erickson's third free throw is good, so he makes all three of them. Hillsboro's lead 46-34. Just over 3 minutes to play in the game. Weininger with a drive. He'll pull it out. Get it Ellison. Ellison to Stensland. Stensland driving the baseline, and he's going to get fouled. Stensland's going to go to the line to shoot 2 for the Norseman. Foul on Colin Johnson, his first personal, team's 8th. Stensland. And the sophomore makes the first shot. Stensland shows a lot of poise for a sophomore. Second shot, and it's not good. Strohmeyer with the rebound. Burmester fighting for some help down below. Westby applying pressure. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson across the timeline to Erickson. Erickson back to Johnson. Johnson's going to... Looks like Colin Johnson's going to the line to shoot a bonus. It'll be a double bonus. It falls on Lipsky, his third personal, team's 10th. So Johnson to the line to shoot 2. Johnson's first shot is good. And Johnson's second shot on the way off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Griffin. Griffin outlets to Lipsky. Lipsky up the far sideline. Lipsky back to Griffin near the top of the key. Griffin dump it off to Weininger. Weininger on the near wing. And they're going to call Griffin for an illegal screen. Give him his second personal foul. I do not believe they shoot that. Now they're saying they are going to shoot it. So Jordan Erickson's going to go shoot 2 free throws for the Tigers. Erickson makes his first free throw. Checking back in the game for the Tigers. Jordan's second free throw. Erickson makes them both. Hillsboro now leads 49-35 with 2:21 to play in the game. Griffin, ball off his foot. Erickson picks it up for the steal. Erickson bring the ball up. Stokes gets the ball back to Erickson. They hit Hundley underneath. Hundley feeds Stalkey for the assist, and Stalkey scores. And Hillsboro's leads back to 16 with 1:55 to play. Griffin with the ball. Griffin will hit Weininger down on the near wing. Weininger throws it at Lipsky, and it's going to be an over and back call on the Norseman. So Hillsboro leads 51-35, 1:47 left to play in the game. So Hillsboro comfortably in control of this game. Johnson to inbound. He'll inbound it to Stalkey. Stalkey to Johnson. Getting to be a common combination here. Johnson will drive the whole lane, miss the layup. Reverse layup by Stalkey. Stalkey's fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2 for Hillsboro. Second personal. Stalkey's first free throw on the way. Off the side of the rim, not good. Stalkey's second free throw is true. And extends Hillsboro's lead, 52, Westby 35, 140 left to play. Griffin with the ball. Weininger on the near wing. Weininger to Griffin to Stensland. Stensland's going to feed Lipsky, and the ball's taken away by Hayden Stalkey. Stalkey to Erickson. Johnson. Johnson back to Erickson. Erickson across the timeline. And Erickson's going to get called for a travel. In the game for Westby is Peterson and Owen Cajos. Griffin inbounds the ball to Peterson. Peterson's going to bring the ball up. Peterson to Thunstedt. Thunstedt's going to try to feed Griffin. It's stolen by Stokes, and up to the floor we go with the Tigers. Stokes on the far wing. Going to hit Erickson. Erickson's going to throw up a three, and they're only going to give him 2 for it. So Erickson with a 2-pointer. Hillsboro leads 54-35. Their lead back to 19, just as it was at halftime. 40 seconds to play in the game. Weininger with the ball. He'll dump it to Griffin. Griffin. He'll lose the ball. Johnson gets credit for the steal. He'll dump it down to Erickson. Erickson brings the ball out. Erickson in the front court to Stokes. Stokes back to Erickson. Erickson to Johnson. Johnson, Erickson to Stokes. Hillsboro just killing time, killing the clock right now. 15 seconds to play. Stokes. This is going to be our final, folks. Johnson with the ball. And they're going to kick it out to Erickson. 5 seconds to play. 3, 2, 1. There's the game. So Hillsboro maintains their 19 halftime lead to win by 19 for a final with tie in the second half. But Hillsboro wins. Hillsboro 54. The Westby Norsemen 35. Unofficial stats for the Westby Norsemen, 35 points. Led in scoring by Rhett Stensling and Cale Griffin, each having 10. Grant McCauley had 2. Jack Weininger had 2. And Hudson Lipsky with 9. Unofficially for Hillsboro, leading the way was Jordan Erickson with 13. Noah Burmester with 8. Kason Blower with 8. Mitch Huntley with 6. Colin Johnson, Hayden Stalkey, and Isaiah Stokes, each adding 5. Well, final score from Hillsboro, the Hillsboro Tigers 54, the Westby Norsemen 35. Jill, you got anything else you want to say?
I do. Thanks for joining us. Please give us a thumbs up before you go. This is a lot of work coming up here, so a thumbs up is appreciated. Thanks for joining us. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. The more subscriptions unlocks more features. Subscribe to other people's pages when you watch the game on other schools. Pay it forward. It's nice to do that. Thank you, Bob Steckel, for announcing. He almost didn't make it here. He had to drive the bus to Cashton for the wrestling meet, and made it here just in time. Thank goodness, because I was gonna have to do it, and I was not looking forward to it. So, thank you to Bob Steckel. JV and varsity both pull out a win tonight. We will see you again here Tuesday. Boys play Royal here Tuesday. Girls are in Viroqua Tuesday. Viroqua will live stream. I will post that on my Facebook page. So be watching for that link so you can head over there and watch them, or you can stay and watch us. Again, give us a thumbs up before you go. Thanks again. I'm sure you know the information for donations if you want to help us out. And go Tigers.